What's up, chat? What's up, YouTube? We about to give some reactions to this fucking shit. We need reactions to this shit. To this shit. To this video.
This girl, she allegedly backdoored a man and was killed 30 minutes after an argument on live.
It's gonna be crazy.
We about to get right into this video, man.
Accusing her of being a setup queen, saying she did set up someone recently, and that person was the one who reacted in a violent way that night she was shot.
Stop bringing me up on live internet. If I did something, the police will have me in handcuffs.
You gotta be careful about these females, bro. They'll line you, man. They'll line you up. You gotta be careful. You can't be trusting all these. Because a homeboy will bring a bitch to you.
Alright, y'all, now today we're going to get into this crazy story of a young woman from Birmingham, Alabama by the name of Mia Nixon. Now this story is so crazy because it took a bunch of turns. 1 minute you might feel...
Mind you, I seen this on the toilet. I was like, I gotta do a review off of this.
sorry for her, but then in the next you might feel that the reason she was shot and unalive is because she is behind someone else being set up for money to be shot and unalive as well. Basically, Mia is accused of being a setup queen, aka a backdoor queen, which is someone who sets up other guys for their ops to be lured in by a woman and have their life taken when they least expect it, when they have their guards down. Now when it comes to Mia, her death is considered a cold case, as no one has been caught, but it's been rumored that she herself may have been backdoored as she lost her life just 30 minutes outside of her own house after arguing with a man on Facebook Live who is believed to be affiliated with someone she allegedly backdoored. Listen, y'all, it's a wild story, but one of the main reasons I wanted to get into this is because a lot of times we hear women playing in the street, thinking it's a game, until they lose their life and everyone is left at.
Yo, chat. So basically, the back door got backdoored. So this is a crazy story.
That's a clean backdoor.
You feel me? So she backdoored somebody, allegedly. Backdoored somebody.
To get backdoored.
Then he sent the bro to her to get backdoored her ass. So it's like, this shit crazy. Let's get into it though.
Asking how or why. But in some cases, the girls aren't as innocent as people may think because women are usually used as pawns in the streets, which could be a very, very dangerous game. So we're going to get into all that, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. And shout out to Mind Twitch True Crime Stories. I'll leave a link to their video pinned in the comments so y'all can watch the whole video straight through without having me stop it. Let's get into it.
Okay, this is story time about how I got shot or whatever. So I was talking to this boy. We was talking for like a couple months or whatever. So
oh, my fault. I forgot to mention that she also been shot before she was actually unalive again, which is crazy.
He used to always be.
Yo, so basically she got backdoored already, and then she got
somebody. She backdoored somebody.
She got shot and then got shot again.
And shot her in front of the house. Yeah, she had got shot.
They try to unalive her, bro.
Oh no,
this shit is crazy.
Be in my car, like ride around in my car. We used to always be together, riding around and stuff like that. Where they put me in the ambulance truck, where they put me in the bed, put me in the ambulance truck, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just asking them the whole time, like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna be okay? Please just tell me, am I gonna die? I was like, am I gonna be okay? So like,
School! School tower!
Also new now at 5, Birmingham police asking for
We show our regards to the family too.
your help to find whoever shot and killed this young woman, Mia Nixon, back in January. Investigators say her family is...
The crazy part is she looked young, y'all. She looked young. And she ain't ugly neither. But that's
hurting and pushing for justice in her.
Yo, she definitely not ugly. Definitely. But she definitely looked young. I don't know. They start
Too
at
young to be backdoor
word.
people.
They the YNs. Well, she a YG, and this
She a
YG,
YGN.
yeah. And the whole thing is that nowadays, everybody nowadays they get younger and younger to be in with this drill shit and the music and stuff. But yeah, man, like it's crazy.
Case.
How does a promising young woman with everything to live for end up shot to death in her own driveway?
And she get
Who was
flogged.
Mia Nixon, and what happened in those final moments of her life? Could the answers be closer than anyone realizes, or is the truth buried in silence? Was she a victim of her own action, or should we say karma caught up with her? Make sure to watch till the end to find out, because this one will interest you a lot. In the early hours of January 10th, 2024, a young and beautiful girl who was 21-year-old, her name was Mia Nixon, was discovered unresponsive outside her home on Greencrest Turn in Birmingham, Alabama. The place she should have felt safest became the site of an unimaginable tragedy. Mia's dreams of building a future in the beauty industry were cut short in an act of violence. Was Mia targeted, or was this a random act of violence? Was someone inside the house that night holding on to a crucial piece of information? Today, we uncover the events that shattered a quiet neighborhood and ask, what will it take to finally get justice for Mia Nixon? There are lots of twists and turns in this murder case, which I will reveal at some point in this video. This true crime story might want to make you blame the victim, but we plead that you drop your thoughts and comments respectfully because of the grieving family.
We do too.
Yes, we definitely send our
What y'all
condolences and stuff. You feel me, chat? And honestly, bro, how I see this is like everybody lost somebody in this situation. Whether it's the backdoor queen, whether it's somebody else, somebody lost somebody, and we send our condolences, man.
It was a quiet night in Birmingham's Crestwood neighborhood. The kind of night where the faint rustle of leaves and distant hum of passing cars are the loudest sounds you'd expect to hear. But at 1:45 a.m. on January 10th, 2024, that calm was shattered. Police responded to a 911 call reporting gunfire outside a home on Greencrest Turn. When they arrived, they found 21-year-old Mia Nixon lying unresponsive in her driveway.
21 years old, y'all. It's 21 years old, and they say, she was doing her other stuff on the side. Like, we don't know what she was doing in the street. They gonna get into that too, but she actually had like a promising, entrepreneurship thing going on where I think she was doing hair, something like that.
So she was back
Just steps from her front door, she had been shot. Mia was rushed to the hospital, but her injuries were too severe. She was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The rising star of Birmingham's beauty scene was gone. What do police know so far? Investigators determined Mia was outside her home when the fatal shot was fired. But the shooter? They fled the scene, leaving behind no weapon, no fingerprints, no immediate clues to their identity. Inside the house, family members were unharmed. But why didn't they hear anything? Why wasn't Mia inside with them? These questions remain unanswered. Detectives canvassed the area, speaking to neighbors who recalled hearing a single gunshot, but saw no one fleeing. Surveillance cameras on nearby homes captured nothing useful. It's as if the killer vanished into thin air. What's even more puzzling, Mia wasn't known to have enemies. Her social media painted a picture of a young woman full of ambition, loved by many. So why would someone target her? But there was a shocking discovery and theory I will share with you shortly. Here's where it gets even stranger. Witnesses inside the house claimed they didn't hear the gunshot at all.
A question we get all the time is, how do you do culinary school online? And the way we do it is by focusing on technique. Taste and flavor is very subjective.
How is that possible? Was it a...
See?
Yo, you see what's going on though? How you feel me? How there's mad people in a house and a gunshot is loud? How nobody heard that? Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't care how big the house is. How did nobody hear them gunshots, bro? Like,
That's something that don't make sense now. Unless the man had a silencer or whoever did it. Unless they had a silencer, how you gonna say you didn't hear a shot right outside the house? This tells us that maybe something is being covered up. Maybe somebody knows something more than what they're saying. Who knows?
A silenced weapon, or is someone withholding the truth? This case is riddled with questions and almost no answers. Who pulled the trigger? Why was Mia outside that late? And what secrets, if any, were hidden behind her demise? Mia Nixon was just 21 years old, but she carried herself with the determination and charisma of someone destined for greatness. Born and raised in Birmingham, she grew up in a tight-knit family that supported her dreams at every step. Described as ambitious and full of life, Mia was the kind of person who left a lasting impression on everyone she met. Her talent in the beauty industry was undeniable. Specializing in hair and nails, Mia had built a reputation for her precision and creativity. Clients praised her ability to transform their looks and make them feel confident.
See, that's dope too. The fact that, because we don't have enough women doing that too. We like to go to them other people, and by other people, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But we go to them other people to get our nails done, and them I'ma just say, them Asian people are making a killing. I'm talking about a killing, man. And a lot of us don't know how to do that. You know, and it don't take that much time. You just gotta learn. As long as you learn and you do it the right way, you gotta go, man. Now she doing hair and nails, oh yeah.
Her work was more than a job, it was a reflection of her passion and drive. Mia's goal was to one day open her own salon, a space where she could combine her skills with her entrepreneurial spirit. For those who knew her personally, Mia was much more.
See, I thought she was outside selling drugs. I thought she was outside when they said she was an entrepreneur. But she not outside selling drugs. She flipping nails. And she wanted her own shop. She a young girl with ambition. And she lost her life real fast, my nigga. Like, this shit.
Than her work. Friends often spoke of her infectious laugh and the way she always made others feel seen and valued. One friend recalled, Mia had a way of lighting up a room. She was always there when you needed her, no matter what. Her loved ones weren't just proud of her talent. They admired her resilience and the way she balanced ambition with kindness. Mia wasn't just a rising star in her field. She was a role model for young women in her community. Her social media presence showcased not only her professional skills, but also her dedication to inspiring others to chase their dreams. But behind the success and the smile was someone with dreams that now will never come to fruition. The question that lingers is this: how does a life filled with so much promise come to such a sudden and violent end? This is the personality she is known for, to her friends, family, and the public. But lurking beneath is another personality altogether that is disturbing, and it might have led to what really happened that night. These theories weren't made to the public by the authorities for reasons best known to them, but they are familiar with all her dealings. Stick with me. Here's a backstory. On December 2nd, 2023, Mia made a post on her Facebook page celebrating the anniversary of survival. On December 2nd, 2022, she was attacked while sitting in her car. They shot at the car multiple times and she was hit in the right ear, which went through her eyes. She lived through it. But the streets were talking. People speculated that her lifestyle may have caught up with her. Just 3 months before she was shot dead, she was arrested for drug trafficking, and she was out on a bond of $40,000, which she posted.
So she was allegedly, right? Because, you know, you innocent until proven guilty, and the case wasn't able to be done because she was unalive in the process. However, she was arrested and charged with drug trafficking, and that may have been one of the reasons why she could have lost her life as well. And it's crazy, man, because she seemed so ambitious. She seemed like she was on the right track. But the problem is, when you get caught up with the wrong crowd, if you get caught up with the wrong, all it takes is one person. One person, whether it's 2, 3, or 4, when you get caught up in the wrong crowd with the wrong person, the wrong anything, that could just change your whole route, right? She was doing clothes. It looked like she was doing clothes. She was doing hair, nails. She worked a security job, all that. She had everything. but she may have also been dabbling in the streets. And yeah.
Now I'm forced to ask, who was she working for? Now, you would ask why she went through these. What was she really into apart from being a beautician that everyone knew her to be? To the public, she was just a regular girl trying to make it out. No worries, you will find out why soon. Mia Nixon's death wasn't random. That was one of the first conclusions detectives reached. The evidence, or lack thereof, suggested this was no accident. Whoever pulled the trigger knew exactly what they were doing and vanished without a trace. At the scene, there were no signs of a struggle. No weapon was left behind, no clear fingerprints, no immediate clues pointing to a suspect. Detectives worked around the clock, combing through the area for anything that could explain how a young woman's life was taken so brutally. The police turned to those closest to Mia, conducting interviews with anyone who might have seen or heard something. Friends, neighbors, and even passers-by were questioned, but the answers were elusive, and frustration mounted as the case began to grow colder with every passing day. Detectives also issued an appeal to the public, asking for tips that could lead them to the killer. They highlighted the importance of community involvement, urging anyone with information, no matter how insignificant it seemed, to come forward. But cases like this are never simple. A lack of witnesses at the scene, combined with the absence of physical evidence, created significant hurdles for investigators. As days turned into weeks, no arrests were made, and the trail seemed to grow colder. Why would someone target Mia Nixon? Was this a calculated act, or was there something personal at play? These are the questions that continue to haunt not only investigators, but also everyone who knew and loved her. I believe that no suspects have been apprehended yet because of the questionable character she portrayed while she was alive. There have been lots of disturbing stories about her and her past.
Also new now at 5, Birmingham police asking for your help to find whoever shot and killed this young woman, Mia Nixon, back in January. Investigators say her family is hurting and pushing for justice in her case.
Our Tristan Rupert is live at 5 and on your side, talking with investigators about this case. Tristan, what can you tell us?
Police believe Mia Nixon was targeted, actually, and they say community help could be critical in them solving this case. I spoke with Birmingham police officer Truman Fitzgerald earlier today. He says detectives have looked into every single lead they could really concerning this case, and that a tip from the community could be critical in really cracking it wide open. Now, Officer Fitzgerald says Nixon was beloved, talented, and really excelling in the hair and nail field. He says Birmingham police won't stop searching for the person responsible for her death, and stresses no matter the information, you need to come forward if you know something.
Nothing's too small. We know the streets are talking. We know Mia was extremely popular, but our detectives need that information. So anything you have, please call that into Crime Stoppers.
Remember, Crime Stoppers is a fully anonymous process. No matter what your information is, they never know your identity. And if you do provide information that leads to an arrest in this case, you could be eligible for a $5,000 reward.
Here is another twist to this story. In Alabama's streets, there's been a lot of chatter about Maya being what's known as a setup queen. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the term, a setup queen is typically a woman working alongside a crew, scouting potential targets for robbery or worse. These women often use charm and allure to lure unsuspecting victims into vulnerable situations. Let me break it down for you. The term setup refers to a dangerous scheme where someone is deliberately lured into a vulnerable position, often leading to robbery, assault, or even murder. This often involves a person, frequently a woman, who acts as the bait, sometimes referred to as a setup queen. These individuals are skilled at identifying potential targets, often focusing on those who display signs of wealth, such as expensive jewelry, cars, or clothing. They frequent places where such individuals are likely to gather, such as nightclubs, sporting events, and other social gatherings. Here's how a typical setup scenario unfolds. A target is approached by someone who appears interested in them, often engaging in flirtatious behavior. This creates a...
Oh, see, so this is her right here. So keep in mind, all of this is alleged. I don't know if the family might see this out of respect, because none of us really know. The streets do talk, but once again, we don't really know. But I guess he's trying to say she's intoxicated. Here is how, you know, she lure them in, whereas she make it seem like she's intoxicated. You know, Matt, you hear the story.
A false sense of connection and trust. The target may buy drinks or spend money on the individual, further solidifying the illusion. The intention is to convince the target that a romantic or sexual encounter is possible. A crucial tactic used in these setups is constant communication, often through cell phones. This allows the individual to relay information about the target's location, appearance, and possessions to accomplices who are waiting to carry out the robbery or attack. This can be done through direct communication, sharing location data, or discreetly taking photos. The target, often under the influence of alcohol, may be unaware that they are being monitored. They may drive the individual to their home, a hotel, or another private location, unknowingly leading their attackers directly to them. The setup queen might act drunk, giving the target an idea that he can easily get down with her in that state.
Oh. And as you can see here, whoever this is, whoever I guess took this video of her, they saying she's fake drunk. Right, kind of putting a little bit of validity to what the narrator is saying. You know, she really don't seem drunk. And not to mention, I don't know too many girls that's, you know, that's gonna do that. That's gonna get that drunk in a setting like that, and knowing that she has a lot to lose. But who knows? Like I said, some girls, they go out, they get a little too wasted, and yeah, but she don't. I don't know, maybe it's just...
She might make a video of it on social media to give the impression that she isn't aware of what is going on because she's tipsy. Once at the destination, the individual may create a pretext for not engaging in any physical intimacy, either feigning disinterest or creating a false emergency. This allows them to leave without raising suspicion immediately. However, the target has already been compromised, their location is known, and their vulnerability has been established. The consequences can range from robbery to violent assault. In some cases, the attackers may arrive while the setup queen is still present, staging a robbery that appears to target both the individual and the setup queen. In the most extreme cases, the target may be seriously injured or even killed. After her demise, there were lots of negative comments on her Facebook page accusing her of being a setup queen, saying she did set up someone recently and that person was the one who reacted in a violent way that night she was shot. On January 10th, the night she was shot, a few minutes earlier, she was on Facebook Live with a dude arguing and exchanging words, using gang-affiliated words like pull up, yada. He was accusing her of setting one...
And I'm not laughing at what they saying, but I'm just laughing at the terminology and how they pronouncing it. It's crazy.
One of his guys up, which might have led to robbery or even worse. It was about 30 minutes after the Facebook Live argument that she stepped out that late night around WAM, probably to check if they actually pulled up on her. And unfortunately, someone was ready waiting for her, and that's when she got shot. The dude she was on Facebook Live with, whose street name was Young Star to Dawn, went back on Facebook Live after hearing what happened to clear his name, saying he didn't know what happened.
Listen, for y'all gangsters or whatever y'all portray yourself to be out there, please, just please, if you doing anything street related, if anything street anything, do not take these pictures, right? Because you see what he said, right? He was the last one on live with her before she was shot and unalive. Now just think about it, not even trying to convince a jury. This picture going in front of the jury with them saying that you was the last one on live with the girl and made threats. Who you think they're gonna believe? Right? Crazy.
And he didn't have any hand in it. He even accused someone else of the crime. Here is what he said.
I ain't finna keep playing. Did it, I'd be in jail, stupid. Nobody never said they was in no A, no none of that shit. I was just on live down here. If I did it, them phones gon' ping. I got 3 phones tell my direct location, where I was, what. Y'all know how the police play. If I somebody, they want these phones, want all that. Stop playing me, I ain't no rookie to these folks did, boy. How the
See, he telling on himself. Let me see. This is what you call when you speak too much. When you speak too much, you say more than you need to say. You ever heard that quote when they say, if you let a man speak enough, he'll tell you everything you need to know about him? That's the thing here. Now, the first thing he says is, well, why my phone ain't ping? If I got 3 phones. If I would have did it, one of these phones would have pinged back to me. You know how the police play. I ain't no rookie. Lord have mercy. So you giving an alibi, but at the same time as you giving the alibi, you making police and other people aware that you are aware that they use phones to ping you to a crime location. So why would they believe that you didn't know that? Oh man. I tell you, man, if you in the streets, get out of them. It don't make no sense at this point. He's trying to convince us that he don't, if he was to do it, they would have pinged his location, but then he proceeds to also tell us that he's aware that they would ping his location, which means that all you did was leave the phones on. Right? Because you have awareness that they can trace your location by pinging your phone, because you are not no quote-unquote rookie to this.
Girl still outside 45 minutes, they gonna be still sitting outside for trying to messages, see what the girl saying, asking her what they doing. Man, somebody called that girl outside. She got all that, put my name in it. Doing all that stuff, talking about a bando and about a project. Well, you know how far I was? You know where I stayed at last night? Every time I go to sleep, y'all playing, I'm trying to get you, feel me? Just chill, man. Stop bringing me up on live internet. If I did something, the police will have me in handcuffs. Came and got me for that mud shot y'all seen. For the receivers, they came straight to my house, the gate seat, all that, looking for them folks. Know if I did that, just like they know if anybody else, the phones gonna ping all that.
Yeah, say it again.
They got me on live, and if I, what, how to feel me? I be signing so shit. Oh God, police come get you for anything else. What they came and got? Stop playing with me, man. About that petty, boy. I'm talking about youngster. Keep saying my name. If I did it, the police would have came and got me. Don't they come get you for everything else? Can't they tell where you was any other time?
Not
y'all
right
know somebody did. I would have deactivated all that. Somebody trying to put it on somebody else. I ain't trying to put it on you. Stop trying to put it on me. I don't even got that type of time on my hand, girl. Stay, we ain't about this girl. It's on live talk. Oh God, we just on live talking. If you seen the live, you know that that's serious. Something about you got some messages. But they called me on new. When the, bro, before
look, he just mentioned somebody else's name. He said Little J called me before it hit the internet. How you trying? Yeah, these. So you trying to? I guess you trying to get the heat off you. So let me tell you. So whether you, let's say hypothetically speaking, he didn't do it, right? What you just did was give the police enough to where they either know who called you or you dragged yourself in it either way, because it lets them know that you have some type of intel on the situation, because you saying that somebody called you before it became publicized. Oh man.
Even hit the internet. Lil J called me on my mama. Lil J called me talking about the girl shot it. So you feel? We like, you see we in the house, you feel? So go to leave from all the way out there and go all the way to the east side. You feel me? That fast. That fast.
Kill a person, come back.
It be just normal.
In 30 minutes. That's what
I keep playing with. Ain't nothing on no true yet. Talking about the A. Never said we was in Atlanta. They in the A for now all of a sudden. That fast. That fast. And the police come get you for robberies and everything else. Don't y'all think they would have came and got me? Don't y'all think they would've got these phones and seen my location and seen where I was? Them folks just surrounded the projects and got my own. Ain't showing my.
He keep mentioning them phones. I don't know. I guess that's his alibi. But by him keep mentioning those phones, let it be known that he already thought about this. This was already premeditated. He know, cause quote unquote, he's not no rookie. So they already know that he knows enough to not bring the phones. So that don't necessarily mean you didn't do nothing. That's just your alibi. You keep saying it.
Picture saying where he at. Police just surrounded us. Talking about stop playing with me. On God, on that lame store, you see the girl had all typing on, and I ain't even finna talk about her. On Nuke, I ain't finna say nothing else about her. But it's others going on with that little situation. Stop playing with me like that. Ain't no way this girl still in the car. 45 minutes after a lie, 30 minutes after a lie. So you think this girl just sitting outside? You think she just sitting outside in the car?
Now, you know what's crazy? I did think the same thing. Now, that don't take him away from the equation. Because it could have been, like I said, the same way they alleging that she set up anybody, it could be the same way. Right? Whether he did it or he know somebody that did it, he mentioned a little J, whatever the case may be. But I did find it suspicious that they said after the live, right, when they was going back and forth on live, she stayed in the car. This is how she was able to be unalive 30 minutes later. Now, it's either one or two things. Somebody she trusted lured her outside to stay outside for whatever reason. Whether they say, yo, I'm coming right now, you know, I'm on my way, stay right there.
Welcome to our animation lab. This is where all of the visual effects magic happens. As you can see, this lab is...
You know, and they gave her drop up like that, or maybe somebody was watching her. Right? Or she just could have been in the car. Some people do that. Sometimes I sit in the car and just be on my phone scrolling and then decide to go in the house. You know, it could be all type of things. Right? But he keep mentioning those phones. It sounds suspect.
She finna be outside her car waiting on us to pull up.
That's what I'm saying.
This girl got shot outside her.
Outside the car. And it went that many shots tonight. That's what's up close, your personal. Somebody made that girl come back outside, man. Stop playing me like y'all dumb. Oh, no. That girl had a champion off. Stop playing on me. Do nothing to that girl. Yeah, I don't even know what this girl saying.
He's saying too much.
I'm stupid talking on that. He just making up. Everything he said, he just making up. Oh, no. That boy said, hey, twin. That boy said a bando by Gay City. What? He said, what? We was in the bando by Gay City when we was on live this morning. Well, you know what we was? Man, you know what we was?
I screaming.
Man, stop playing on me, man.
Bring the towers out.
That's what I'm saying.
Tie with the phone.
Tie with the phone, man.
Tie with the phone.
Tie with the phones,
There you go. Them phones again. Man, listen, this happened, I think, in the beginning of this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they already been caught up for it or an investigation is involving them for it. They keep bring the towers, bring the phones, check the phones. I got 3 phones, tell them to ping the phones. Yeah.
Bro, I never said when I was in Atlanta. What I'm talking about? When I said I was in Atlanta. Who else heard me say I was in the A? Who else heard me say I was?
Don't no fake page comment on blood.
Somebody that was on the line, who heard me say I was in? Well, I never once said I was in.
After his live video, another guy named Vito made a video replying to him and calling him out for trying to pin the case on another person. Makes me wonder if Mia was one of his setup queens.
I was arguing with the girl, you trying to throw it on somebody else. You the one was mad about those sis, well, yeah, man. But I ain't said a fact. It's triple facts. Which one of your homeboys she set up? Because we already know that you on them fake pages talking about what somebody set up. But y'all ain't sitting on the outside. Then, now I'm finna throw a real cross.
Everybody, yeah.
Hey, Petey, do you know Youngster Dunn said y'all did this, boy? Do you know Youngster Dunn is going around Birmingham telling people y'all can't wait from Arkadelphia to Crestwood to do something like that? Told you, boy, it's apparent with them, bro. When them commit crimes, them go to throwing it on everybody else. It's them same group, and every time when them, it's rarely when they strike, but when they do strike, y'all don't see it, it's always somebody else did it. Ain't nobody did no like that doing it.
Oh, so he's trying to say that's their MO. That's what they do. If they do commit crime, whenever they commit a crime, they try to put it off on somebody else. So they must have a history of doing that. And he's saying that they don't, you know, of course they ops or whatever. So he's not going to give them too much credit, but he said they don't strike too much, but when they do, they put the blame on other people. Okay.
And you know, girls, man, Lil J gonna do it for you. He talk to her all the time. He could have been done if he wanted to do it. He sit on the phone with her all day. That's why he was on the phone.
The back and forth sparked even more speculation, with both men denying responsibility while pointing fingers at each other. So word on the street is that one of those she did set up were the suspects that killed her on her driveway that night. Should we call that karma? Are all these stories and theories true? On her social media, there are pictures of her holding a gun and also the ones she was flashing some cash. She was mostly in a red outfit. Was her death the result of a setup gone wrong, or was it retaliation for past actions? One thing is certain, Maya's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of living on the edge. Please drop your thoughts, theories, and comments respectfully.
All right, y'all. So that's pretty much it, man. Like I said,
that shit is crazy.
I ain't gonna lie about that. Moral story is, don't be pillow talking to these bitches. That's it.
Sure, beauties.
But when it's all said and done,